years ago. Wood samples taken from both trips were carbon dated and range from over 1,000 years to 5,000 years old.
Ed Davis, a US Army sergeant based in northern Iran, described that a local tribe leader led him up the climb to Mount Ararat. He saw the ark that was broken into 2 pieces, and he passed a lie detector test. After Alfred Lee's detailed analysis, he created a painting based on Davis's descriptions, which appeared to match the structure. However, there had yet to be any substantial evidence.
Colonel James Irwin, an American astronaut who walked on the moon, led several expeditions to Mount Ararat in search of the Ark. He failed to find any sign of the Ark.
For the last few decades, American explorers have been utilizing aerial reconnaissance and satellite imagery to aid in the search for the Ark, hoping that this technology could help.
However, the satellite images have yet to yield any results.
In 2008, Parasut, the leader of the Turkish expedition team, brought stunning news to the Hong Kong team. He had narrowed down the search area according to the information he had gathered and found a giant wooden structure on Mount Ararat at over 4,000 meters above sea level. And he took photographs as evidence.
He believed that he had found Noah's Ark.
This part here, it looks like it goes together like this.
We're looking in the cycle of the same place, the same project. Information is very clear to us, and we start to work, and we find some wood in there. My history, they say it's purple, but if it's somebody history, they say it's wooden house. They can come, they can check what they can see. In this high altitude, if someone is at their pastime, they're crazy, they make their houses in 4,000 meters. It's impossible.
Those pictures are stunning.
The tenons are slotted in.
Yeah, I see that. They're unusual.
We think that it's worthwhile for us to research.
Clearly. But could the photographs be fake? Were they taken on the mountain?
The way it's polished, and just the way it looks.
Many of the previous discoveries were fake, so we have to send someone to verify.
It's very special. I've never seen anything like that.
But it was very dangerous on the mountain. People had died from low-temperature syndrome there before, not to mention the extreme snowstorms and ill weather that plagued the peak. Even Parasut's crew was injured during these powerful snowstorms.
Parasut didn't think anyone from the Hong Kong team was physically qualified to go.
But if that was the case, how could they verify the structure? Their prayers were answered when a vital person miraculously emerged.
So my mission is to verify the existence of the structure.
Yes, and once confirmed, I will lead a team up the mountain.
Okay, got it. Good.
Do you know about the wood too?
Yeah, I'm aware.
He shared a common vision with the expedition team. He volunteered for the mission and was on standby.
Though we have a permit to climb the mountain, the place you're heading for isn't on the usual route, and you have to get there quickly so you can complete the mission within a short time.
You have to get there quickly.
He used to be a physical instructor in the British Army, and he is an experienced mountaineer versed in life-saving skills and abseiling. His name is Li Yufei, Panda.
It may not be fully covered with snow, but it may be partially covered. So,
Okay.
Let's have a look.
Because what we looked at back here...
In my estimation, I think this mission will be an extremely dangerous one for me. It looks like the slopes are quite steep there, right? So the best thing to do is to verify as soon as possible and then descend. Well, because that mountain is very steep. And also, it's freezing cold.
If it's that cold, it might...
So there might be ice?
That's right. It might be frozen.
So we don't have much time.
Yeah.
I can make it up to 4,000 meters. No problem.
How soon can you set off?
I guess... give me at least 24 hours so I can get all my equipment ready. The big stuff. Thank you.
We're counting on you.
In October 2008, Panda Lee flew to Van, a city in eastern Turkey, from Istanbul.
It was his first time in eastern Turkey, and the first thing he encountered was a peaceful protest, which later turned into a bloodbath. A civilian died and over 200 people were injured in DOKU. The entire city was locked down.
The expedition was postponed and he was sent to Igdir, a more peaceful city, to wait till the political unrest simmered down.
At around 2 p.m., we were informed that the state of emergency had been lifted. So after that announcement, we decided to take our chances and headed straight for the mountain. However, at that time, there were quite a few security checkpoints along the route. We had to travel to the outskirts of DOKU, so it was sunset when we got there, and we had to climb in the dark. Today is October 23rd. When we woke up, it was foggy. That was at 7. At 6 or 7 a.m., it was covering the mountain. Last night, it snowed. But I'm grateful. This morning I said my prayers. I suppose everyone would pray for something like this.
Around 8 a.m., the fog began to disperse. Sunlight beamed through the clouds and the good weather which the team was hoping for finally came. The team packed up and continued to their ascent up the mountain. At around 3,800 meters on Mount Ararat, the slopes became even steeper and more treacherous as they climbed. The weather was unpredictable, and at times the team would get surrounded by a thick fog. For safety's sake, they ascended slowly.
"90 minutes later, they finally arrive at their destination.
It's wood. It's wood.
Yeah.
Yep. It's real smooth. See that piece over there? I can't see how far it goes, though. Because it's covered in ice. This entire wall is frozen solid. It's covered in ice. It's sealed in ice. You know, I think this whole entire piece here, this whole structure, goes all the way to the bottom because it's got a flat surface. See, you can see it now. The camera's panning across it. Can you see it's flat and smooth? It's beautiful. This is definitely wood. Most definitely. Yeah. Wood. Yeah, it's wood. This is a mortise and tenon joint. This piece here is like what Andrew and the pastor from the Hong Kong team saw in the photographs. It's wooden. It's not a rock. You hear that? Okay. This is hollow. Right here. It's hollow.
Judging from the sound, there was certainly a hollow space behind the wooden wall.
It's dangerous.
When measuring from the mouth of the cave, this wooden structure lay at about 7 meters below the surface.
Now I'm going to begin measuring. I'll measure the length of the wooden structure that we can see. I'm pointing at it now.
Hmm?
2.32 meters. 2.32 meters. It's that wide here.
The structure was buried under ice and volcanic rock, which appeared as though it had gathered there over a long period of time.
Look out!
The expedition team had to be very careful. If the cave were to suddenly collapse, they would be buried alive in the ice and rocks. And so they watched every step they took.
This big rock here may fall and block the entrance at any time.
Yeah.
After the team had verified the hidden wooden structure, they began digging with a 200-meter radius around the cave to search further.
Apart from the discovery of the large wooden structure, there were also wooden fragments scattered all over the site.
We're now at 4,100 meters. Wood inside? Oh yeah. We have to move quickly here because it's very dangerous. Be fast. Yeah, okay. Go.
As midday drew near, the sun started to melt the snow, loosening the volcanic rocks and increasing the risk of the cave's collapse. The team had to move quickly.
Yeah.
I'm very far down now. And just out here, those two wooden beams go all the way to the outside. They're about 10 meters long. There are two more, bigger pieces. Just there. But you have to be careful. It's all ice here. It's slippery, really. This piece is huge. They said that this piece goes from here all the way to the back. We'll check that fact out later. This is 10 meters long, okay? And this one, I have no idea how long. I hope to see a wooden structure behind this. See, it's wood, okay? It's hollow. Listen to that sound. Hear that? And here's something special. Check out these uneven marks. These marks are caused by scraping with a knife or an axe. It isn't smooth. It isn't polished at all. It's scraped, one stroke at a time. Just look at them. Okay? And on the top, up here, scraped. Okay?
Yeah.
We have to leave quickly. The snow is melting. It's very slippery. The sun is out. It's melting the ice.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
The wooden beam protrudes from here. It goes from there, over there, and sticks out in this ditch. I think it's at least 20 meters long.
This 4-hour expedition was more fruitful than any other search for the Ark in the last 200 years. This was the first time in history that the man-made wooden structure above the tree line and above the snow line on Mount Ararat was captured on video. It was an exciting result.
The location of the discovery was the most dangerous spot among all the possible sites narrowed down by parachute at an elevation of over 4,200 meters. Though Panda completed the verification process quickly, his fingers were almost frozen and he nearly fell off the mountain.
There were echoes when I knocked on the wood.
Oh.
But it was very steep in there. There was even broken rocks here.
Even an experienced mountaineer considered this a hazardous zone. Considering the danger, would we be facing an impossible mission if we were to return to the site to film and explore even further?
His verification is vital to us. It will certainly help to kickstart our next expedition. Because what he saw over there matched the photographs.
It's buried in a lot of rocks.
How long does it take to form? The thickness of the wooden beams there. The ancient mortise and tenon joint construction technology tells us that it isn't something made in the modern day. Coupled with Panda's description, he says that these wooden structures are huge.
They're wooden structures, and he's analyzed the mountain's conditions. So we're planning a large expedition.
Because we believe that what's up there could be Noah's Ark, I know that we're going to face a large amount of pressure and many challenges in this journey.
To ascend to 4,000 meters, we must prepare ourselves.
So we'll need to have a rope here, and this part is tricky.
This is something that's extremely risky.
We need cold weather clothing and mountaineering gear. We must take the risk.
This expedition is something in which we know that we might sacrifice our very lives.
Because we have to film. We have to film convincing evidence with our cameras. We must show something that has never been revealed before. We must go for it, take the risk, and accomplish this historical expedition.
So to everyone who is willing to take that risk with us, they will have to be very well prepared, including saying prayers.
No way, it's dead in there. This right here is a huge flat area.
Right here.
The team of this large-scale expedition included Andrew Yun, Yung Wing Chung, who had prior experience on the slopes of Mount Ararat, and a new member, the only lady in the team, Fiona Leung.
Fiona has been a recruiter and organizer for the Ark expedition and was greatly moved by the process, so she is determined to join the next expedition team and climb the treacherous mountain herself.
But you must get used to it.
Yes, and are you sure you'll be able to make it?
In the beginning, I had to raise funds for Panda's trip to verify the find. And we had to raise the funds within a few hours. I thought it was impossible. But what surprised me was that everyone that I called agreed to help us out and donated money. And I thought, why does God take this so seriously? So I got on my knees and prayed. God didn't give me a reply right then, but he put the thought in my mind that it would be great if I witnessed this discovery. So the mountain is like 5,000 meters high, and we're here somewhere?
You may suffer from headaches.
Yeah.
So, I'm quite worried for Fiona. Can she manage? And the thing is that we had the discussion about the possibility of her climbing up the mountain and entering the wooden structure. What are her chances? She was in a car accident and had just recovered.
You have to carry it yourself.
But after the accident, my shoulder is weak. I can't carry anything. Actually, this arm and this leg, it's a little troublesome.
She's afraid of the cold, and she has no mountaineering experience. She wasn't with us on our last trip. That's an issue. But she told us that she was willing to take the risk.
This whole pile?
The actual environment is exactly like what you see in the photos.
And the rocks there are huge.
Right.
She stands up to the challenge. She's really gung-ho, so we really want to let her have a shot at it. But we don't want to force her.
It's 20 degrees below zero there.
However, if she succeeds on this mission, she will be the first female explorer to ever enter the wooden structure on Mount Ararat.
A helicopter? Well, the terrain is uneven and rocky.
Do I really have to use my body to support myself as I climb? But I've been thinking about my crash. God was watching. He was watching over me. I believe that he will watch over me on my journey this time.
You have to pick a direction and keep climbing. Find a path for yourself.
So, then, these rocks are all over. When you take a step, you'll never know which one of them is steady. Is that right?
No, you won't know.
That's right.
If this is the only chance to go on this expedition, a lot of planning is required and everything needs to be precisely calculated.
Constrained by their insufficient budget, the expedition team equipped itself with the best equipment they could afford.
We considered transporting our team with a helicopter, but the airflow from those blades would further loosen the volcanic rocks, which is more dangerous.